second graders. This is a lesson for Wednesday, September 30th, our last day of September. I hope that we'll get to see you in October. I know my class has some birthdays coming in October. Today I'm going to share a read aloud with you. It is called Just a Little Patience. It's a read aloud that is in our reading curriculum. I want you to pay attention and listen for a character in the story, at least one character, and the setting. If you remember, the character would be a person in the story. Let's listen for a main person in this story, and the setting is where the story takes place. So this is Just a Little Patience. "Look, Angie," her father said, "there's a beaver pond." Angie asked, "But where are the beavers? We've been hiking for hours and haven't seen any wildlife except for other people's dogs." "Just be patient, Angie," her father said. "I'm sure we'll see some animals today." They kept walking and climbed a forest path. The forest was tranquil and still. They reached the top of a hill, and then they heard a haunting sound. Ooh-lee-ah. "What's that?" Angie asked. Her father smiled. "That's a loon. A loon is a bird that has a sweet song." "But where is it? I want to see it," Angie said impatiently. "Loons stay near the water," her father said. "Like beavers, they are hard to spot. But just wait and be patient. We're bound to see some kind of animal soon." Angie and her father ate a quick lunch. Then they returned to their car and drove near the sea to hike. After 20 minutes, they reached the water. The surf crashed on the rocks below. They looked down into the water. That's when they saw it. A sleek, wet otter lay on the rocks. "An otter!" Angie cried. "I can't believe it. I'm seeing an otter with my own eyes." They reached the otter as it quickly slipped back into the water and swam into the ocean, diving under the water and out of sight. A large black bird swooped down and landed almost where the otter had been. "That is so cool," Angie cried. "We've seen 2 animals in 1 minute." "All it takes is patience," her father said, "and a little cooperation from nature." So that is the story, Just a Little Patience. Let's take a look. Remember, we were listening for at least one character. So the main character in the story, we could say, is Angie. You also could say that Angie's father was another character in the story. Angie's father. And then the setting is where the story takes place. So if you remember, they were out in nature. Okay, so I'm just going to read you this little clip. It says, "Angie is a character in this story. She is excited about seeing animals and impatient when she and her father don't see any right away." And then the characters are hiking in a forest and by the sea. So those places are the setting. We could say the forest. I'm just going to have to write down here. Forest and the sea. Those were the 2 settings where the characters were, where the story takes place. I also wanted to talk about the difference between realistic and fantasy. This is a realistic story because it really could happen. What could make it different and make it into a fantasy story is if the animals could talk. Fantasies are stories that are kind of over the top, and usually may have something like talking animals. So you will be seeing also, you'll get some practice with that as well this week. So I hope you enjoyed this story, and be keeping characters and setting in mind as you're reading Henry and Mudge this week. And I will see you soon, I hope.